Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So, all righty. I just wanted to hop on this morning and I want to debunk probably one of the most common sayings that we all have said, we've all have heard about our health, which is, it's genetic. My health, my bad health is all genetic. My cholesterol, my blood pressure, my struggles with weight loss, all of it's genetic. I'm just set up for failure right off the bat, and I can't control it, and that's just what it is. Well, sorry to burst your bubble, but it is a big fat lie, and I'm going to prove it to you. So, scientifically, we have genetics, yes, but only 5 to 10% of your health is actually affected by something that you genetically have inherited. 5 to 10%. Okay, so what's all the 90 to 95% of diseases that you might get, or ailments or whatever? Where does that come from? Well, now it's not even now. It's and it's true. I'm going to prove it to you. It's environmental. And it goes back to when you were in your mother's womb, what she ate, what stresses she had to deal with, et cetera, et cetera. So there are things that we cannot control. We cannot control the 5 to 10% of the genetic that we inherit, and we cannot control that time in the womb and some of those times in childhood of exposures that we couldn't get out of. We couldn't control that until we became an adult. Well, guess what? So as you grow up and as you get older and you do certain things, the control shifts. So the uncontrol from being in the womb shifts to the control that you have now. The 5 to 10% genetic doesn't change, but the 90 to 95 does, and it changes into your favor. So it is possible, yes, to change the absolute state of your health based on that fact alone. The fact is only 5 to 10% of your diseases and things that come into your life are genetic. So, for example, my grandfather was type 1 diabetes. My mom is type 1 diabetes. Her sister is type 1 diabetes. She has 4 kids. None of us are type 1 diabetes, and none of their kids are type 1 diabetes. So, I know for my family, like my siblings, we choose to eat in a different way now than we did before. Not that we were raised wrong, we weren't raised wrong, but now we can control the exposures of things in our food and those environmental stresses. So that's why I choose to eat the way that I do to reverse things. I have a tendency, now it is possible, and it's called being asymptomatic. You can be a carrier of certain things and they never formulate in your body. You can be a carrier of influenza, you can be a carrier of certain hepatitis out there, and it never amounts to anything. It happens. But then some people will get it. Why? Because of the environmental stresses that weaken the immune system, and things and exposures formulate and things happen, right? So when it comes to weight loss and it comes to fat loss, I want you to understand only 5 to 10% of it has to do with actual genetics. The other 90 to 95% of it, you absolutely 100% can control. And that means we can control the stress. We can control what goes into your body. We can control what toxins and additives and preservatives come in and affect your body, because really what the weight gain and all of these other conditions that come with it is things that block your body from taking in the proper nutrition because of all the additives and preservatives that are shoved into your food, which gets shoved into your body, which weakens your body's ability to be able to process it. And when your body can't process something, it does the number one thing, it stores everything as fat. And I'm going to keep telling you over and over and over, your body is so intelligent. When it is running on all cylinders and there is nothing getting into the way of processing food, your body is a rocket fuel, and it will burn fat in your sleep. You will wake up and be a couple pounds lighter. That's how it works. But if you're eating foods full of additives and preservatives, which come from environmental stress and things of that nature, laboratories, your body does the opposite. it turns into it turns into an old car sitting in the pasture somewhere and grass growing around it. It turns and it just stores everything as fat. And that's how it is. And everything shuts down. The cylinders shut down, the bad fuel being put in ruins the engine, and now everything gets stored as fat. So, you know, genetics has a lot less to do with your health state and all those things. So if you've been walking around in your mind saying, I can't lose weight because I have type 2 diabetes in my family, or high cholesterol runs in my family, or high blood pressure runs in my family, all these things run in my family which keep me from losing weight and getting my health back, it's wrong and it's a lie. And don't buy into it, because it is garbage. It is 100% garbage. And I know that because you can take different people in different scenarios, and you can take family members that have been exposed to the same things, but because somebody might eat a little bit differently and remove those things than the other, you're going to see a dramatic difference in their health state. It's so true. And yes, you can be a carrier of things, but those things don't necessarily manifest into your life. And that includes cancer. You know, if you're a woman and you've ever had an abnormal pap smear, I've had one. Doesn't mean I have cancer. It just means that there's something maybe a little bit abnormal in there, but nothing ever manifests from it. Okay? So it's no reason to get all bent out of shape and scared that something's going to happen. It's not going to happen. You don't have to allow it to happen. That just tells me to just take some extra steps in my health to make sure that my body stays healthy. And that means that I'm separating out all the environmental stresses that come into my food, come into my world, and my body doesn't need to be under that unnecessary stress. Because when your body's not under stress, your body is just a perfect machine. It's the absolute perfect machine. There's no machine out there that man can make that's more perfect than your body. It's not possible. God made you. That's what it is. Okay. So, you know, I put my body under a lot of stress. Working at the fire department, I exposed myself to carcinogens on a 200% level or more than the average person. And over time, that could manifest into something. It could. I've had the exposures, and I've had the exposures for a long enough period of time. However, I take all these measures to make sure that if there is something in my body that I'm not aware of, that it won't manifest itself into anything that's beyond more of my control. Because if I know that I can control 90 to 95% of that, which I'm telling you right now, it's a fact, you can control 90 to 95% of it, then the other 5 to 10% of it is out of my control, then that puts the favors on my side. So that being said, I just wanted to debunk that. Do not believe the lie that genetics plays a part in your health the way in the state that it's in right now, because you can absolutely change it. Hi, Rita. I've been getting so dizzy. What can I do for brain health? What you can do for brain health, Rita, I don't know if you are eating any wild-caught fish. Some of those oils in the fish, all those omegas, those are great for brain health. If you are eating, I love coconut oil. Coconut oil is such a healer of so many things in your body. It will go after radical cells in your body and heal your body and correct those things. So, and then if you're getting dizzy, make sure you're drinking enough water. Your brain needs hydration. So make sure you're staying hydrated with good, clean water. So, all right. So don't believe in the lie that genetics is going to be your future health and your current state of health. It's a big, fat lie. And if you want to prove it, or you want me to prove it even further than what I've said, go to my hormonehack.com program, get in my 14-day program, and let's start removing those stresses on your body out of your life. So take another step further, and you're going to have to just start taking environmental stress away. I remember Tammy Myers, if you catch this video, do you remember like 10 years ago we had this conversation? I had this conversation with your dad, because your dad was saying that he was doing everything right to get his his blood pressure down. He was exercising. Your mom had him on like a really good diet for a long time, but his blood pressure just was not coming down, even with medication. And I remember having this conversation with your dad because he worked at the power plant, and he was a high up in the power plant. And that man had stress environmental stress that was unbelievable because he had a responsibility of a utility company underneath him. But once he retired and everything, and I told him, I said, Steve, you're just going to have to learn how to manage that stress. And that's what it is. As much as we want to say it's genetics, it's not. Only 5 to 10% of it is. It's just removing those environmental stresses from your life. And I'm sure Steve, I haven't talked to Steve in a while, but I'm sure, you know, since he's retired and all that stuff, his blood pressure has come down. So anyway, it's removing those environmental stress. You drink water all day, work out, and I'll try. Yes. Okay. And just watch your workouts, Rita. Rita, you can overstress your body on workouts. You only need 20 minutes. Like, you do a warm up, of course, but you only need 20 minutes in your workout zone to be able to get the workout. You don't have to go run 10 miles. You don't have to go run 3 miles or anything like that. Just get your heart rate up enough, use some weights in collaboration with it, and that's it. So don't feel like, I tell you, you can't fix health issues with exercise. You can't expect your exercise to compensate for bad eating habits. That's what I meant to say. You can't expect exercise to compensate for bad eating habits. Exercise only helps your fat burning. It is a pairing of your eating, because eating at this point is 3/4 of your success. It's like 80% of your success is going to be your eating habits over the age of like your mid-30s and on, where before you could compensate for exercise for bad eating habits in your 20s because your body could tolerate the stress. But after you've put your body through all that stress for so many years, it says, I'm done. And so that's why the shift to eating is so important. And that's why exercise only complements your weight loss in good eating habits. So, hey, Lisa Marie, good to see you, girl. All right. So that's all I have to say today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, you want to get started, go to thehormonehack.com, get into my 14-day program. Let's talk about some of the things you got going on. And I hope you have a great day and have a happy, happy weekend. My dad is here. He stopped by last night. We are going to go fishing on Sunday. Hopefully weather works in our favor. And I'm just going to enjoy and de-stress myself with enjoying some time with my dad. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Hey, Amy Johnston, how are you doing, girl? I don't know if you'll hear this. I'm kind of wrapping this one up, but Amy, you would like this if you went back and listened to the beginning about the lie about our genetics. I just said that only 5 to 10% of health issues is genetic. The 90 to 95% is all stuff we can control with our environment and our food. So I know you're into this stuff. All right, girl. Amy, good to see you, girl. I hope you're doing good. Back in Missouri. Lisa Marie, nice to see you. Rita, let me know how that works for you, and I'll talk to you guys later. Happy weekend. Bye-bye.